Your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again. Listen, we got a lot to discuss. Jets lose to the Patriots. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the upcoming game against the Texans. Call in 515-602-9639, and we're going to get this conversation. Again, salutes and respect to all the new people that are subscribed, everybody checking out. Please give the video or stream a thumbs up. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. We're going to connect the audio. Hold on a second, folks.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we got quite a bit to discuss here with the New York Jets. This team, I tell you what, man, this team is complete. And I'm talking complete and utter booty cheeks, man. Oh. This team is cheeks. We're going to be talking about the Jets losing to the New England Patriots. Oh, yes, they lost to the New England Patriots on Sunday. 22-25. The Jets are now 2-6. We're going to be discussing that. We're also going to be discussing the fallout from that. The Jets, again, at 2-6 this season is looking like it's pretty much garbanzo, all right? There's still a chance. We're not mathematically eliminated, but things are looking very grim here. We're also going to be talking about Greg Zuerlein, yet again, missing kicks, okay, and costing the New York Jets a lot of things this season. So we're going to be discussing that. Again, the number to call in, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I could talk all day. Let me get the show started. Listen, I really can, because this is insanity. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback on that page as well. You know, I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. Okay? I truly appreciate that. All right? Your boy is also on Twitter as well. I know those of you that do not like me saying Twitter are getting ever more perturbed every time I say Twitter, and I'm going to keep saying it because that's what I call that platform, okay? You just got to let it go. You got to let it go, baby. All right? Going over to Twitter, type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Follow your boy. I'll follow you right back, and let's go back and forth. I have a lot of spirited discussions on that platform, all right? I don't like to say arguments. That's not what I do. I don't like to argue, okay? But my conversations are very spirited, okay? There's definitely a lot of people yelling at me. I'm not yelling at them, okay? So please, check your boy out on there as well. Also as well on iTunes, going over to iTunes, okay, type in The Long Beach Joe Show, The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes, all right? Subscribe to the podcast on there. Leave me a 5-star rating, and leave me some feedback and let me know how you folks feel, okay? Man. But as always, okay, we're on YouTube as well, okay? For those of you that may not know, a lot of the ladies say, hey, Joe, you're looking good. I want to thank y'all, all right? Come on over to YouTube. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you will be in the know, all right? Also give the stream, videos, everything a thumbs up. And also share them across your social media with your friends and your family. But just know that when you come over here, you're going to have to deal with some people. My chat, man, they're ferocious. They go after everybody. They don't care who you are. I call my chat the savages. You want to know why? Because they're savage. Savage! Listen, they don't care. They don't care at all, and they will let you know what time it is. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. They don't give a crap. All right? They're going to let you know what time it is. Nobody's safe, not even me. Okay? Not even Blog Talk. Can we start on that too? Blog Talk, you're trash. You're trash, Blog Talk. And tonight, okay, as we bash the New York Jets, which you're open and welcome to do, okay, salutes to everybody calling in. Hold on. We'll get to the lines in a second. I see you. 917-908-917. New callers as well. I see y'all, okay? Hold on a second. We'll get to everybody. But I'm kind of making it semi-mandatory to say something bad about Blog Talk when you call in tonight. Where were you at last week, Blog Talk? What happened, okay? We had a lot of things moving, a lot of things shaking, and we needed you to be there, and you didn't show up, all right? So tonight, Blog Talk, you're flushed. You're flushed. Blog Talk is trash. You're trash. And we're going to be calling you trash all night tonight. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. I see you. Venom G salutes. JJ salutes. Kenton, I see you in the building. Outlaw, E-Man, salutes and respect to you as well. Again, the number to call in is 515-602-9639. We're going to cover, what happened really quickly, and then we're getting to the lines. Again, for my new callers calling in, I can see you physically, all right? So when you call in, just hold on the line, be patient, and we'll get to you. I'm literally going to cover the topics very quickly, and then we're going directly to the line. For those of you that do not know, the New York Jets lost to the New England Patriots 22-25. Insane, man. What made this loss so disappointing is that this is a football team that literally tortured us for years with Bill Belichick, right? Isn't that what we were all saying? Bill Belichick is gone now. The Jets are on the upswing. We have a roster full of talent. This is a New England Patriots team that's rebuilding with a rookie head coach in Mayo. They're starting a rookie in Drake May. We should smash these guys. This is a team we should absolutely destroy. And you know what? That didn't happen at all. The New York Jets came out sloppy, undisciplined, lethargic as usual. They blew 3 timeouts, count them, 3 timeouts in the first quarter because they couldn't get a play in, before the play clock drained out. 3 timeouts in the first quarter. I don't think I've ever seen that in my time as a New York Jets fan. I don't think I've ever seen it. It's mind-blowing. You can't even get plays in to ensure that you don't get a delay of game. It is insane, man. Insane. The New York Jets have wasted time. They've wasted a season, dang near. They've wasted it. They've wasted an opportunity to take over the AFC East. Anybody remember when we were talking about that? The Bills are still trying to figure some things out, right? They're a little unsure. This is going to be a year for us. Miami is 2-5 right now, right? And their future is uncertain. Then you got the Patriots there in a rebuild. This is a year that we should dominate, and look at us. Fumbling, bumbling, and falling all over ourselves. We can't get it done. This is a team that is extremely talented, filled with it. And we still can't make it happen. Mind-blowing. The defense can't stop anyone. Not a soul. Sauce Gardner was terrible. Terrible. Blowing coverages. The man can't tackle. I don't know what's going on with Sauce at this point. I really, really don't know. The defense couldn't stop Drake May. He's taking off, running all over the place, looking like Barry Sanders out there. Looking like Michael Vick out there, actually. Every single time he dropped back, he see a hole in the Jets defense and take off running, moving the chains every single time. Then when he got hurt, Jacoby Brissett brought in 15-24, had 132 yards on us, just went in there and took care of business. The Pats had 111 yards total rushing against the New York Jets. 111 yards total running the ball against the Jets. You had guys like Kayson Boutte. I don't even know who that is. I have no clue who that is. I have no clue. Kayson Boutte was making plays against the New York Jets, against their defense. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. The penalties continue with the New York Jets. Bunch of penalties on the first drive of the Pats, on their drive, their first scoring drive. You had holding on Mills, defensive holding. That gave the Patriots a first. Then you had Sheldon Thomas with a neutral zone infraction. That gave them more yards as well. They ended up scoring a touchdown on that. To end the game, we couldn't stop the Patriots on 4th and goal. We just got completely mauled as they just burrowed right through us. You could tell that the Patriots wanted the game more than the Jets. Insane to even say. With all this talent we got up front, Quinnen Williams, all these guys, where were they at? Where's Hassan Riddick? Where was he at? The Jets had 2 sacks on the day. Where's the pressure? Unbelievable. Jets offense is up and down as well. They can't even get play calls in, right? Let alone talking about not being able to get play calls in. We score a touchdown. Got to go for 2 because Greg Zuerlein, who's still on the roster, how, I don't know. And we'll be talking about him in just a second. We score a touchdown. We can't get the play call in before the clock runs down. We get a delay of game, which pushes us back. Then we tried a 2-point conversion anyway, right? Tried it anyway, and it was one of the worst 2-point conversion play calls I've ever seen. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball, I think it was to Williams. That man caught the ball 4 or 5 yards short of the end zone, was tackled immediately. Insane. Garrett Wilson had a decent day, though. 5 catches, 113 yards. This team is out of control. It's ridiculous. And the fact that Greg Zuerlein is still on this roster is insane to me. He should be out of here. Point blank, period. This man has costed us so many games this year. It's insane. He missed kicks against Denver. We lost 10-9. He missed a 50-yarder with 47 seconds left. Against the Bills, we lose 23-20. He missed 2 kicks in that game, 1 from 32, 1 from 43 in the 4th. He missed a kick when it was tied 20-20. He missed a kick against New England as well, 1 from 44. We lose to New England 22-25. He also missed the extra point. That's 4 points. That's 4 points. This Jets football team is a joke. It's a damn joke. And I'm frustrated watching it, and I'm tired of him. I really am tired of him. And I don't know what the future holds for the New York Jets. We're getting to the lines in a second. 515-602-9639. I don't know what the future holds for the Jets. I have no clue. I don't know. But this right here, what we're watching on game day, is awful. It is a complete disgrace, and it is an embarrassment to this franchise. Mind-blowing. Let's get to the lines. 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, when you call in, please be patient. We're getting to everybody, okay? The lines are hot. You know, get to your takes. Let's talk about what we got to talk about, man. And do not, my new callers, don't call in here cursing, okay? Because I get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than Greg Zuerlein can miss a kick. That's fast, man. Faster than the New York Jets can get a delay of game penalty because they can't get an offensive play call in. That's fast. Faster than the New York Jets can blow through 3 timeouts in the first quarter. That is fast. Faster than Jeff Albridge has an issue with holding people accountable on the football team. Now that's fast. It's fast. This team is terrible. This team is completely terrible. Again, we're getting to the lines. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. First caller I'm going to. Man, oh, man. I know he's got some takes for us. Trust me. I know he's got some takes for us. We're going to Venom G's. Venom G's, we're coming directly to you. New callers. Callers, hold on. Trust me, we're getting to everybody tonight, but we got to get to Venom. I know he's got some takes for us. For those of you that do not know, listen, this man, Venom G's, boy, oh boy, he is a savage. Savage! Venom G salutes. New York Jets lose to the New England Patriots, 22-25. What are your thoughts?
Joe, man, this is disgusting, man. I'm ashamed to even be a fan of this team, bro. How many years we've been going through the same thing, bro?
Yeah, it's
we're
crazy.
glutton for punishment. It seems like, bro. Yeah. It seems like you, whatever. Zach Wilson is playing better than Aaron Rodgers did last year, bro. This is crazy. Everything that we said we need, this owner's giving us. And it's still not working, man. This is horrible. This is disgusting. I feel so horrible just even wasting my Sundays watching this team, bro. By the second quarter, Joe, I've never seen an NFL team call 3 timeouts in one quarter.
Never
bro.
seen it. Never seen it.
What are we doing? This is crazy. Aaron Rodgers can't get plays in. He's arguing with the OC. Like
Yeah.
he's they giving him the calls, and he's like, no, that won't work. And then the play that they called is the right play, but he's super overthinking everything, and he gets sacked to play. This is. Oh man, we're only a Jet fan could endure this, man.
Yeah. No,
And now
mm-hmm. Go ahead.
this is just crazy, man. Everything with Brees Hall, everything that's working, you go away from it.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you stick with it? This is just horrible, man. You have Mike Williams, you have Devontae Adams, Rodgers just seems like he passes to Garrett Wilson to get him some numbers, and Devontae and Mike Williams for the last resort. And we got this rookie guy that you don't even put in the damn game.
Here's the
you
thing.
don't even put the.
Yeah, listen. Here's the thing that I'm picking up when I watch the Jets, and especially when I watch them. I don't think Aaron Rodgers trusts a lot of the guys around him whatsoever. That's one.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he's healthy at all. I don't think that knee is healthy whatsoever.
He's definitely not.
I think that he is.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think that he is hampered with a knee injury that's really bad, a lot worse than they're letting on. And I also think he has that hamstring injury as well. That's hampering him as well. And the reason why I say that is because when you watch him play, every throw that he's making fleeing. He's making throws backpedaling all the time. Even I don't think he trusts his offensive line, mainly Tyron Smith, who has been horrific this season. Tyron Smith has been horrific. He has been so bad, Venom. It's insane. And that's why I think you're seeing some of the things that you're seeing from Aaron Rodgers. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
But this is the same thing, Joe. If we see glaring issues here. You have a rookie left tackle that's ready to go in, and that's better than Tyron Smith. Why wouldn't you put this young boy in? And how many times do we have to watch with his number 72 get all these penalties every damn week, Joe? This team is so undisciplined.
Yep.
In every facet. We see guys on offsides on offense, defense.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous.
Yep.
And then the kicker, he should have rolled his bags. They shouldn't even let him get on the bus or the plane or whatever. He should have been walking with his bags back to MetLife.
Venom, it is insane to me.
This guy in here.
Venom, it is insane to me that Greg Zuerlein is still on this roster. It's insane. I don't understand how he's still here after missing kicks. He's literally cost the Jets multiple games this season. And this is something we all know.
We could have been two. He cost us at least 2 wins.
Yep. 3.
And I just don't understand why he's still. Yes,
I got him at 3. I blame him for the loss. I mean, we were bad against Denver, but we lost by 1 point. He missed a kick there with 47 seconds left. The one against New England, he misses 4 points. 4 plus 22 is 26. We would have beat the Patriots. And he also missed 2 kicks against Buffalo. Insanity.
And the Vikings, this is it's crazy. I don't even know who's making the calls over there, Joe. And now they're talking about bringing Rex back.
Man.
This is
listen, and I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna end with this because I want to give you the last word. Here's the deal. I want to put this take out there really, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to talk about this as the season rolls on. I don't want to go too early, right? Because we got the rest of the season. I know it stinks.
Yeah.
And watching this team the rest of the season is going to stink. But here's the deal that I think a lot of people are not talking about, and I'm going to talk about it. Everyone is screaming about who the new coach is going to be, what's going on, right? I think a lot of you people are forgetting that if Aaron Rodgers wants to be here, I don't think Woody Johnson's going to let him go. And if Aaron Rodgers wants to be here, whoever we get next has got to want to deal with Aaron Rodgers. And there's a lot of new coaches that don't want to do that. So everybody's screaming about Ben Johnson and all these other guys. they're not going to want to come in and be told that Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback. They want to start their reign, their tenure, their way, okay? Because guess what? If Aaron Rodgers is still here, the Jets will still be in, full go mode, right? We'll be in all in mode, right? So we'll still be on that tip. And also, you can't change your offense because Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. So that means you're going to have you're going to be given an offensive coordinator. That's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be given an offensive coordinator, and if he's here and we're in all go mode, more than likely you're probably not going to be able to change the defense either. Because if you change that drastically, what do you think is going to happen? So you got to be prepared as a coach to literally be told, hey, this is who you're going to get. That's why I personally think, and I want to give you the last word on this, if anything, if Aaron Rodgers wants to stay here and he doesn't leave, I think Ulbrich is probably going to be the Jets' next head coach. Give me your thoughts.
Golly, Joe, don't even say that. Don't even say. And
I'm telling you the truth.
Joe, I understand exactly. I understand exactly what you're saying, Joe, because I know Aaron Rodgers. He's a lot to deal with. You can see, Joe, once they made the transition over from Hackett to Downing, you saw some moving plays.
Yep.
You saw some shifts in the. Then as soon as Rodgers, the next week, all of that was gone. I was like, what the hell happened? It was looking good. Rodgers was like, nope, I don't want to do no moving, no shifting. Hey, Garrett, you got to beat your man. Lazard, you got to beat your man. I don't understand what is his obsession with just keeping the play and just wanting this guy to beat the man in front of you.
Yeah.
This is horrible, Joe. This is horrible.
It's bad.
Man.
It's bad, and the reason why it's so bad.
And Thursday.
Yeah, and Thursday, and I'm gonna ask you about that in a second. But the reason why it's so bad is because this was supposed to be the year for us. We were all in. We got everything on the line. This is the year that we're supposed to capitalize on the division. We're supposed to go in there. And we haven't done it. And now there's so many question marks going forward. Again, listen, I love Rex Ryan. I'm going to come to the Savages in a second. I love Rex Ryan. Okay? Would I welcome him back? Sure. If he wants to be the Jets coach, sure. But I'm telling you right now that if you think you about to go get some rookie head coach that's going to be willing for you to name his guys, we've tried that before. Anybody remember that coach that took off and went to the Panthers because we tried to name his defensive coordinator for him? Never mind the fact that we just talk about coaches. I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to survive this off season. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
Give me your final thoughts on that, Venom, really quickly, and then give me your thoughts about this upcoming Texans game. Give me your final score prediction.
Oh my gosh, man! I think this whole thing sucks. I would love Rex back because he brought a persona, he brought an identity to the team, he brought the ground and pound to the team. He didn't take those shorts. He didn't take, and it didn't make a transition until we started messing with the team and taking the stars away from him, where we gave him less talent, then the team started to trickle away. But if Rex was able to handle the team that he wanted to, this would be a great team. But on speaking on Rex, Joe, what do you think about Sauce, man? What do you think is going on with him? Because he's getting turned like a turnstile, just like Tyron Smith is getting turned, man.
I don't know. Sauce is playing bad.
Getting beat like
it's not just him getting beat.
Horrible, Joe.
Yeah, it's not just him getting beat. It's his tackling, his unwillingness to get physical. Bro, I watched him blow a tackle against a wide receiver, and literally, he's just, I don't know what's going on with Sauce. The effort, he's getting lazy. I don't know what's happening. He even talked about after the game that he didn't know the coverage. He willingly, openly admitted that he did not know the coverage that he was supposed to be in.
Oh, my gosh.
And he thought he had safety help, but he didn't. And it's like, come on, Sauce. Like, what is going on here? I think a lot of these guys have checked out. And I think that Sauce is showing you that a lot of his team is checked out. But give me your final score prediction. Jets Texans coming up again. They don't have Stephon Diggs, but that's a really good football team. How do you think? Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
I think the Texans gonna win 28 to, I'll say 14, 28-14 Texans.
28-14 Texans. All right, man.
14,
Venom, I respect you, man. And
yeah,
again,
Joe.
I want to thank you for calling in.
I gotta check out. I gotta check out with Sauce in them. I gotta check out with Sauce in them.
All right, you have a good one,
I gotta
Venom.
check out also, man.
Listen, we're going to keep moving to the lines. Again, 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're talking Jets, man. I cannot believe the New York Jets lost to the Patriots. I can't believe it. And again, I can't believe that Greg Zuerlein is still on this football team. Really quickly, I want you folks to hear about what Jeff Ulbrich had to say when he was questioned directly by the New York Jets media about Greg Zuerlein and the lack of accountability on this Jets team.
Things you've preached since you became the coach is accountability. And so you have a guy like Zuerlein who's obviously not performed his job up to his capabilities. So how do you stand in front of the team and preach accountability if, he's not being held accountable?
Well, in my opinion, accountability is controlling the controllables. His lack of making kicks is not a byproduct of lack of work. Not putting the time in, not devoting himself in every way to the process of trying to get right. So accountability to me is it's not always just the results, it's the process. A lot of times we can't control the results. So there is no part of me that could ever question his process. I mean, he's as professional as it comes, and his process is always right. He's as diligent as I've ever been around, not just for a kicker, for anybody in any position in this game. So from that standpoint, you could never question Greg, ever.
Now, let me tell you how illogical that is. If it was all about, right, if accountability on this team is all about preparation and you don't factor in the results in live game action, then why did you get rid of Zach Wilson? Why'd you do that? Everybody talked about how great of a preparer Zach Wilson was. First guy in the building, last guy out. He shows up at the crack of dawn, leaves at 12 o'clock at night. Why'd you get rid of him? Why'd you bring in Aaron Rodgers? You did that because Zach Wilson wasn't getting it done in live game actions, because he was coming out stinking up the joint. That's why you got rid of him. That's why you benched him twice. That's why you did that. What are you talking about? That is illogical. Just because you prepare well, if you're not going out there and getting it done when the time comes, what are you talking about? You can't always control the outcome. Hey, quick question. Why did you take the play calling duties away from Nathaniel Hackett then? What'd you do that for? If you can't control the outcome and it's all about preparation, why did you do that? Why? He prepared about as good as anybody. Everybody talked about how great he was in practice, and it was all about putting things together. He was out there teaching rah-rah guys, but when it was time to go out there in live game action, right, his play calling sucked. And we all talked about that. And we all saw it. That's why his play calling duties were taken away from him. So you can hold everyone else accountable for live game action results. You can factor that into holding everyone else accountable, but Greg Zuerlein? You're flushed, Jeff Ulbrich. That makes no sense. That makes no sense, Jeff Ulbrich. That makes no freaking sense. When I heard that, I was like, what?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What are you saying? What are you saying? We're getting back to the lines. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, everybody call in. Be patient. We're going to get to everybody tonight. Trust me. Be patient. For my new callers, I can see you when you call in. All right? When you call in, hold on. I'm getting to everybody. I can't believe that is the worst. That is the worst. That is the worst use of logic, lack of logic I've seen from a. That is ridiculous. You can't control the outcome, so That's not about. That's not. We don't hold people accountable for that, but you hold everybody else accountable for it. Chris, we're coming directly to you again. 515-602-9639. We're getting to everybody. I see you, JJ, Mickey, 862, Val. We'll be coming to you in a second. I cannot believe this. Chris, we're coming to you. Everyone else, sit tight. We're getting to everybody. It is unbelievable how dysfunctional the New York Jets are. Unbelievable. But now we're going to Chris. For those of you that do not know Chris, he's a savage. Savage. Chris, the New York Jets are a disgrace. They're a bad football team, and our coaches lack logic, and they hold no one accountable. We just lost to the Patriots. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that, this is a bad moment for the Jet fans. We were expecting a lot this year from this team. And what has transpired over the last, couple of games is unexcusable. That being said, I still think this team has talent. I still think you need to look at the team. This is Aaron Rodgers' first year. And
this is his second year, Chris.
This second year. He got hurt his first year. And this is actually his first year with this team. And this is what I think you're right. I think he's playing hurt. And this is what I think. I think we get a coach in there. We get somebody like Belichick, who wants to win right now, who doesn't want to wait around for 50 years to win. We give him the authority. He goes in.
Why would Belichick come here?
Guys down to earth.
Why would Belichick come here? Bill Belichick hates. I'll give you the word.
Wait a minute.
Bill Belichick hates the New York Jets. Why would he come here?
He does.
With all his heart and soul.
Wait a minute. Okay. Right. But do you think? Let me ask you a question. Do you think he liked the way he gets kicked out of here in the Patriots?
Say it again.
Do you think he likes the way he was removed as the Patriots coach?
Listen, all coaches. One second. All coaches. Hold on a second, Chris. All coaches, regardless, all coaches get fired, and I think he understood that his time was up there. That man won a ton of games there, won a ton of championships, did everything that you could do as a head coach there. That's why he was regarded as arguably the greatest head coach ever in the history of the NFL. Right. Here's the deal. Does he still want to be the coach of New England? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean he'll come to the Jets. He was here before. Anybody remember that?
Bounced. I think with Aaron, wait a minute. With Aaron Rodgers here, and I think that's a possibility. But let me get off the coach stuff. Let me get to this year, because this year ain't over. Okay? I still think this team can win, and I still think we having a shot. I look at the schedule. I look at the talent. And guys are playing for reputation and pride now. Guys are actually playing for their NFL careers.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
They're playing for their NFL careers. They're playing for pride now. And I expect a better effort out of this team. I think they're getting slammed. Sauce was. I think you're going to get an effort out of this team. And this is why. If you look at the Jets' history, as far as teams as they're concerned, this team starts off hot. They start off great, not recently, but when they were winning. They start off great in the year, winning 7 games. We're 6-1. We're talking about playoffs, and then the bottom falls out, right, at the end of the day. Aaron Rodgers is known as the late guy that, and I said this at the beginning of the season, Aaron Rodgers is the guy that late comes on. I think this team's going to get in gear. I think you got too much talent on this team.
Chris.
I like the Devontae Adams. Listen
Chris,
to me.
we're on a 5-game losing streak, and we're 2-6. When are you going to come on?
Yeah.
When are you going to come on?
How
do you lose to a Patriots team 25-22? That team is in a full-blown rebuild, and they were missing guys. When are you going to come on? You lose to a Denver team 10-9. That team sucks. They have a rookie quarterback, and you lost to them. When are you going to come on? When are you going to turn up?
Well, this is the thing.
Chris, we're 2-6 right now.
I think they have to, but football's about talent, Joe.
We have all the talent.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about.
What talent don't we have?
Guys and you Jet fans. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you.
I'll give you the last word, Chris. Go ahead.
You guys and you Jet fans. You listen to me, Joe, because I've been hearing all the stuff about the social media, all these people down and everything. It's a typical Jet fan, okay, that says fire the coach, fire the thing, and rebuild the team. For once, why don't we wait at least 2 to 3 years to see what happens? Why don't we wait 1 or 2 years? That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to fire the coach and bring some Colorado quarterback. It never works. It never works.
Chris.
It never works, man.
Chris, Aaron Rodgers is 40.
So I'd rather, listen, this is my last word.
I'd
rather die on the sword of Aaron Rodgers than anybody in college football.
Okay.
Anybody you can name now, the quarterback, anything, I'm going to take my chances with that guy, and I'll end my call with that.
Okay. Give me your final score. Jets, Texans, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? I think we just lost Chris. All right. I don't know what is going on. Listen, I let him speak. I let him speak. I did. I respect Chris. I like his calls. I hope to hear from him later on. I don't know what these people are talking about. I have no clue. Bill Belichick coming to coach the New York Jets. That man hates the Jets. He just dumped on us like a couple days ago. He hates us and we hate him. Why in the world would he come here? Why would he do that? To get back at the Patriots, it's not that bad. Everybody gets fired. Everybody gets fired. What? Listen, I'm going to keep it rolling. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers. There's a lot. I'm telling you, this season is driving people insane. Trust me. It's driven me insane. Next. We're going to Mickey. Mickey, we're coming directly to you. JJ, Nico, Val, I see you. Sit tight. We're coming to everybody, buddy. We got to get to Mickey. He's been on the line. For those of you that do not know Mickey, he's a savage. Savage. Mickey salutes. I'm going back and forth with people, getting into it. A lot of people believing in Aaron Rodgers and thinking that the Jets should keep it moving and shaking. We just lost to the New England Patriots. The Jets are in a lot of trouble at 2-6. What are your thoughts?
Well, Joe, I'm not here to question your vetting of callers. I think there's a lot of delusion going on tonight. But I'm not so much a savage as I'm a defeated Jets fan, and I'm prepared to answer any questions that you have for me, honestly, as a Jets fan.
Okay. All right. Listen, I let everybody speak, and I want to hear from everybody. That's what this platform is about, is talking to Jets fans. I disagree with takes, but I love going back and forth. So let's start here. The New York Jets blow 3 timeouts in the first quarter because they can't get play calls in, Mickey. I mean, what are your thoughts about that, man? Isn't that just high-key dysfunction?
It would be if it was for another franchise. A little something about me that your listeners might not know. I've been a Jets fan for 21 years, so I've seen this rodeo a few times, and I think it's just about on par with us. And you hear the jokes that are made around the league about the Jets organization, Jets fans, and everything, and them just blowing 3 timeouts for no reason just seems like the most Jets thing they could possibly do in this situation.
Oh yeah, it's mind blowing. Again, we have a bunch of veterans. Aaron Rodgers, I don't get how the play calls are not getting in time, and we're blowing through timeouts to not get delay of games, and then you get a delay of game when you need that 2-point conversion and it doesn't happen. So it's insane. What are your thoughts about Jeff Albridge defending Greg Zuerlein and keeping him on the roster? How are you feeling about that? I mean, this guy's missing kicks and costing us games.
Hurlrich, as I like to call him. There was talks that he was going to be in the running for a head coaching job next off season. I forgot what channel I was watching, but they were like, "Yeah, Jeff might be the next for a head coaching job." Mm-hmm. I don't understand where they're getting that from. I've never gotten the sense that he could lead a team. When they fired Robert and they elevated him, I didn't think that we were suddenly going to go on a winning streak. Mm-hmm. I think he's just a product of this organization and how we've been executing since the season's really started. I think he's drinking the Kool-Aid, and for whatever reason, he doesn't see the problems that are happening in front of him in real time.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. It's completely mind blowing. So at this point, Mickey, as you've heard tonight, I'm going back and forth with a lot of people. Do you believe that the Jets season is over? And do you think that the Jets should blow this all up at the end of this season at this point?
No, I don't think the season's over at all because we have a lot of talent on this team. And you see the talent on the team every time a game starts, everyone is locked in. They're sharp. Their cadences are where they're supposed to be. I think, you got Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, and he was brought in to win us the Super Bowl. And, we're winning right now. I think that, right now we're going to win 10 games straight.
Okay. Look, I respect that. Give me your final score prediction. Jets, Texans, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
I wasn't serious about any of that. I think we're fully blowing up, or whatever you call it. I don't want to go on record with anyone thinking that I was being serious whatsoever. I think the season was over once we fired Saul, but that's a whole other bag of grapes there. The Houston Texans, they pretty much showed the Jets how it's done when you want to rebuild. I mean, I think the last caller was talking about how, Jets fans don't want to give the organization 2 or 3 years. I've been giving them a decade since the last time we went to the AFC Championship, and nothing's really come from that. But to answer your question, I don't think that the Houston Texans are really going to be playing around with us.
No. Just
like the Steelers weren't playing around with us.
No.
I think they're a team that's going to be kind of looking past us, but not through us, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They know they have to beat us, but they're not really taking us seriously as a team. And I think that's the level that quality teams hold themselves to. It's not about the single game. We're expected to play at a high level, and this is where our standard is. And I think the Houston Texans is a team that takes themselves seriously, and they're going to have their way with us on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever day they decide to take us out of school and beat us for things. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 38 to 10, Houston.
Oh man. Thank you for calling in, Mickey. This was a great call from you, man. Listen, we're going to keep moving. 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I'm going back and forth with a lot of people. Keep it together. I would love to keep the Jets together. I mean, but I don't. 3 years, 2 years, Aaron Rodgers is 40. He's 40. But again, I spoke about this earlier. If Aaron Rodgers wants to stay here and goes again and want to go again, I don't think Woody's going to stop that. I don't know if that's the best thing for the Jets, especially where they look right now. But I don't think he gets in the way of that. And that's going to put the Jets coaching search. That's going to put the Jets possibly their general manager search in question, because you're handing them a team that's already put together. And there's a lot of coaches and general managers that don't want to have nothing to do with that whatsoever. I'm telling you. Especially a team that's underachieved like this one has. We're going to get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Share this across your social media with your friends and your family. Also, give the stream a thumbs up, okay? We're coming to everybody. Trust me. I can physically see you new callers. When you call in, just hold on to the lines. I can see you, all right? We're going to JJ, Kevin, Nico, Val, 908. I see you. Sit tight. Sit tight. I'm coming to y'all, okay? But we got to move through these lines, and JJ's been on the lines for quite a minute. So let's get to JJ, man. Let's hear what he's got to say. For those of you that do not know JJ, he's a savage. Savage. JJ salutes. The Jets are a bad football team. We just lost to a rebuilding Patriots team. What are your thoughts about everything that you've seen, man?
Oh man, salute to you, bro. I mean, look, that's definitely up there, and there's been a lot of just awful losses. That's right near the top. I mean, that's a game where your season's on the line, and you lose, like you said, to a rebuilding team. Drake May gets hurt with the concussion, and then you let Brissett. I know he's a capable backup, but you're letting him complete big throws. And what would his numbers look like if that wide receiver core didn't stink and drop 10 damn passes?
Exactly.
His numbers would look even better.
Yeah.
How many passes did they drop? 6?
Yeah, 5 or 6, yep.
I mean, yeah. And then we're letting him run on, I mean, the thing that was so frustrating was how many third downs did we give up? And not just third downs, third and long.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 8, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9, not, 3rd and 1, not 3rd and 2. Those you could say, all right, they only need a yard or two, whatever. You know what I mean? That happens, but we're giving up 3rd and longs all game. Critical moments. Sauce Gardner, 3rd and 9, probably the biggest play of the game. You get turned around by somebody named Booty.
Yeah.
Not cheeks on a female. Kendrick Booty. I mean, what are we doing out here? You're getting turned around. You're getting twisted like a pretzel. You're not. I mean, what happened to you, bro?
What are you?
What happened to you?
It's and JJ, I want to go there with you, man. This is a good take. I'm looking at Sauce, and I think this is one of the worst games I've seen him play. And I know people, the coverage stuff. Yeah, he was getting beat.
He hasn't been good all year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the thing that I'm seeing as well, his inability to tackle has been mind blowing. I'm watching him whiff on tackles, and not just him. The rest of the defense too. It's like nobody can tackle here, right, JJ?
Terrible. Yeah, he's been a terrible tackle. That was just not coming into the NFL. It hasn't changed. I saw somewhere Olbrich was talking about it today, said he's got to be better tackler. He's got to be a better tackler. Terrible tackler.
Yeah.
You got to want it.
Yeah.
You just let guys run right through him, and you don't want to get physical out there in the run. He just does it.
It's mind blowing.
Mind blowing,
JJ. Mind blowing. I don't get
it. It's easy to live with when they're shutting guys down like you were last year, but you ain't shut nobody down right now.
Yeah. Speaking of
the biggest play of the game, that was a killer, that 3rd down he gave. An absolute king. That was the game right there.
What are your thoughts about
more or less?
Yeah, what are your thoughts about Greg Zuerlein, man? I'm shocked that he's still on this team. This guy's blowing kicks. I mean, if he hits those 4 points that he gave up, the Jets actually win this game. But we've seen him miss kicks and cost the Jets all year. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah. Enough is enough. How many games are we going to let this guy just blow for us? And it's not like he's missing. He's not even coming close.
Yeah.
He's missing wide by like 20 damn feet.
Yep.
Like these aren't off the crossbar. I mean, he missed an extra point by a mile.
Yeah.
You got to be, anybody could be better. I was actually saying in the chat, the kicker, Austin Seibert. We got rid of him before the season started.
Yep.
Of course, he's hitting every damn kick.
Yeah.
He's not missing any kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make it up, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. I think Seibert at this point is 23 or 25, and he's 92%, I think, at this point. I think he's 92%. He was on the Jets roster. We cut him to keep Greg Zuerlein.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, huh?
It's completely
can't
unreal.
Make it up.
Before I let you go, JJ, give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts. Jets, Texans. What is your final score prediction? Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
Oh my God! I mean, I know they're missing their top 2 guns at receiver. I know, unfortunately, Diggs he's out for the year.
Yeah.
They're missing Nico Collins. I don't know, man. You know what? Jeez, I'm gonna say Jets win 20-17.
Ooh, 20-17.
I'm not saying it with any confidence.
JJ, I want to thank you for
calling
in.
I'm not saying that with any confidence, by the way. I'm saying that with 0 confidence.
I hear you, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in, man. It's always good to hear from JJ. We're going to keep moving through these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to Nico. Nico, we're coming to you. Kevin, Steve, Val, I see you. Sit tight. We're coming to you. But we got to get to Nico. He's up. For those of you that do not know, this man, Nico, he's a savage. Savage. Nico salutes, man. What are your thoughts about what you're seeing from the New York Jets right now? Just lost to the Patriots, 22-25. The season's spiraling. We're 2-6. How are you feeling about this situation, man?
Let me keep it 100 with you. I didn't watch the game. I was actually at a jazz festival in Arizona. I was watching my phone.
You're better off for it.
And I kept.
You're better off.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I happened to look at the score, and I'm like, why is this game so close? I mean, I don't think we should have been blown out of the water, but we should have been at least a touchdown or two ahead. And Greg Zerline missed the kick again. Somebody need to put him up and kick him out the stadium.
Yeah.
Just kick him right out the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we still holding on to this guy?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Listen, this starts from the head of the organization down. Mm-hmm. The reason why this team is the way that it is. Mm-hmm. This team on paper can kill any team ever. Yeah. Any team. But you got to realize this comes down to coaching.
Yes.
It comes down to coaching, and you're trying to tell me you guys are still trying to baby these players. That's done. Well, these are grown men. Mm-hmm. They're not teenagers. They're grown men. Mm-hmm. So you talk to them like grown men. Mm-hmm. If they make a mistake, put their behind down on the bench. Mm-hmm. Come sit down. Come join them.
Yes.
What is going on with this? I mean, I like you said, that was some of the dumbest stuff that I heard another coach say. I didn't think Jeff Albrecht would say some of the stupid stuff that he said. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
The same thing with the daggone the offensive coordinator who didn't know Brees was a good running back until week 8. How do you say that live on national TV with millions of people watching, and you wonder why the Jets organization look like a circus?
Yeah, yeah.
Why we look like a circus? This is why. Mm-hmm. There is no way in the world I'm a head coach and I'm going to go out there and say, well, he's a good asset to the team. Mm-hmm. He lost you 3 games.
Yeah.
What asset is that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's an asset to losing. Oh, okay, well, yeah. I can see why you said that, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, he's an asset to losing.
That's
what we want to do.
It is mind-boggling, Nico. But like you pointed out, and I talked about that earlier, it comes from a culture that lacks accountability. It didn't just start with Greg Zerline when we talk about lacking accountability. Anybody remember all the penalty issues we've had all season long and nobody does anything about it? We had 8 penalties and I think we gave up 55 yards to a New England football team, and they beat us. I pointed out early, their first scoring drive, we gifted them yardage. We gave them a first down. We could have got them off the field. We gave it to them. When you play bad teams, right, they need you to help them to beat you if they're really that bad. And that's exactly what the New York Jets did. But nothing ever happens. Guys that are heavily penalized, nothing ever happens to them either. They suit up and they're right back out on the field the next week. They never get benched. They never get sat down. It just is what it is. And you're bringing the fire, man. You're bringing the fire. And speaking of fire, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me ask you, why would Belichick come here?
Brother, go ahead.
Why are people asking for him? Are you serious? Like, didn't you see the sign over One Jet Drive? No to Belichick. No. Why are you bringing? You know what? Whatever they smoking, give me some. I need some. Give me some. Listen. I want some of that. That's some good stuff.
Listen.
Belichick.
Listen.
I mean, Rex wants to come back. Rex seemed to bring back Rex.
Listen.
How bad could it be? How much worse could it be than what it already is?
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's spiraling, brother. We're in a tornado, and that's what we're doing, spinning around and around and around and around, and we ain't never stopping. You had a quarterback who talks about accountability. He's been saying it all season, all year, accountability. He's owned up. Some other players are owned up. But what's going on in the locker room? I would love to be a fly on the wall after some of these losses. I want to hear what they're saying in there.
Yeah.
Because whatever you're saying after the game, it's not transferring over to the next game. I don't know, man, Joe. I don't know, Joe. I really don't know.
Honestly, Nico, I feel like a lot of these guys have checked out. I truly do. And one of them is on my screen. I feel like Sauce is checked out. That's how I feel. When I watch him play, he's not playing like the normal Sauce that we know. He's not. We're watching him blow coverages, and he's admitting that he doesn't know certain coverages at all. Didn't know he didn't have safety help. He talks about we're watching him literally whiff on tackles, like just completely whiff. Guys are blowing through him, and this is not Justin Jefferson, right? This isn't DK Metcalf. This isn't like top upper echelon. Kayson Boutte. Who is that? Who are these guys that were beating the New York Jets corners? Who are these guys that Sauce can't handle? These are nobody type of guys. It's mind-blowing. What are your thoughts on what you're seeing from him, Nico?
My thing is this, Joe. You're still a professional at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah.
I drive a truck for a living. If I had an issue and couldn't get a load on time, I'm not doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
You still a Sauce Gardner. They're holding you to be the number one corner in the league. You want to get paid. You can't get paid whiffing on tackles.
Yeah.
We already know you're not a good tackler. We already know that. And I think teams are seeing that, and they're running towards him. Yeah. They're seeing that he's not a good tackler. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and do your job.
Yeah.
You got to still do your job. And it's not like you guys are getting blown out.
Mm-hmm.
You just lose. I mean, I don't know what was the difference from the defense last year besides the defensive line to this year. Oh, I didn't know I had safety help. That's a poor excuse, my man.
Yeah.
Y'all practice. How was that you didn't know you didn't have a safety?
Yeah.
Once again, why are you messed up on the play?
Yeah.
Not blaming it on somebody else. Hey, I messed up on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Then now you got people looking at Sauce like you're not what you say you are now no more.
Yeah.
People are looking at you now.
Yeah, there's some people that
They're
are.
looking at you.
There's some people that are. I think he's great. I'm not out on Sauce Gardner. I love the player, but I don't know what's going on with him upstairs. I don't know. He just seems checked out. Seems like he's just out there just doing whatever. But Nico, my final question for you. Go ahead.
Joe, you love the player, but you know it's just like LeBron James when he plays offense on one end but don't play defense on the other. You can't do that as a professional, my man.
No, yeah.
You can't do that as a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to be who you are.
Yep.
And you talking about the number one corner in the league, that's who you have to play like. I don't care what safety didn't do their job. Hey, man, that's my bad. My bad. And then you talk to the safety later, where were you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pull them to the side. Hey, where were you?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. Like I said, I was going in the locker room, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall, honestly.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing.
Honestly.
Nico, give me your final score predictions. Jets, Texans, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
I'm going to keep it 100 with you, Joe. I don't think the Jets going to win this. I mean, you couldn't beat New England.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're going to Houston.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat New England. So I think they lose by 3 points.
Oh.
Because if it comes down to Zerline, we're lost. If it comes down to Zerline, we're lost. We got to score a touchdown.
Give me a score.
Are we capable of that?
Give me a score.
2017.
Ooh, 2017.
2017.
All right. 2017 Texans. That's what he said.
Sorry, brother. Brother.
Listen,
I got to do it. All
it
right.
is what it is. Nico, I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, man. Man, oh, man. People bringing the heat tonight. Listen, I'm listening to everybody. I disagree with your takes. I'm going to let it be known. Belichick, I do not think is going to come here whatsoever. He hates the New York Jets, and we hate him. We absolutely can't stand Bill Belichick. And thinking that Aaron Rodgers is going to be here another 4 or 5 years, I don't know about that either. That man's 40. You're already seeing him break down. But I think what a lot of people don't know as well is the impact that Aaron Rodgers has on the New York Jets cap. It's another reason, again, I've been talking about Aaron Rodgers. I talked about how grim things could end up being here with him. We owe him $17 million, right? In 2024, 2025, it goes up to 23. 2026, his cap number is $63 million. He's got a bunch of void years. as well after that. I think all the way until like 2029. I don't know what they're going to do with that deal and that money we owe him, but it is absolutely going to impact the New York Jets and their process. This is going to be an interesting future with the New York Jets, let me tell you. A very interesting future. And a lot of these people thinking that we're just going to get this top coach, whoever it is, just grab him because he wants to be here. That's never been the New York Jets. I've been a Jets fan all my life. It is very tough, okay, for the New York Jets to be an attractive place for top coaching candidates. The first time we ever got one, a top coaching candidate in my recent memory, right, in these last couple of years was Robert Saleh. Anybody remember? Robert Saleh was a hot name in the coaching in the coaching circles. We thought we lost him when he went to the Eagles. We're unbelievably excited when he came back and signed with us. Hot general managers, you couldn't get no hotter than Joe Douglas at all. He was coming here. He's going to save the New York Jets. And I think that Joe Douglas has done a job, but he's missed in certain areas as well. Right? So now, with what looks on the table, because, again, we moved on from Robert Saleh in season. First time Woody Johnson's ever done that. There's a lot of talk that Joe Douglas is not going to make it to the end of this season either. You got to look at it again. Who wants to come in and deal with Aaron Rodgers, right? That's 1, 2. And this is a point that a lot of people are not talking about, and I'm going to bring up. Who the hell wants to deal with Woody Johnson? Anybody forget about that guy? One of the most meddling owners in all of the NFL. The guy who's going to go over your head and make decisions. Oh, yeah, that guy, he's back in the building. Because Woody Johnson has come out and talked about how he's making decisions himself. Play calling getting stripped, all that stuff happening. Firing Robert Saleh in season. He said, I consulted Joe Douglas. Yeah, I talked to him about it and did it anyway. Personnel things, trades being made real fast when Woody Johnson wanted to happen. Oh, Devontae Adams, next week he's a Jet. We all know the history of this football team when Woody Johnson gets involved in football operations, and it ain't good. It ain't good. What general manager and coach wants to deal with that? That's a big question. On top of the New York market, on top of the media being all over you, on top of a fan base that will absolutely rip you to shreds. We did it to everybody. Even the beloved Rex Ryan that everybody's screaming for now, I remember Jets fans and media running him out of here. I remember it. I remember it. Don't tell me. I'll pull up the receipts. Don't do it. All right. We're getting back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next. We're going to Kevin. Kevin, I'm coming directly to you. Val, you will be next. Sit tight. And then Steve. Steve, I see you. New callers, we'll get to you in a second. Okay. But we are going to Kevin because I know he's got something to say. Salutes to Kevin. I want to welcome you to the show, my friend. Jets are 2-6. Lose to the Patriots 22-25. What are your thoughts, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you well.
Joe. Okay, perfect. These are my thoughts. The fact that in the last 2 videos that you did not do your usual intro, that tells me all I need to know about the state of the Jets right now. As a lifelong Jets fan like I am, and I've been a fan probably longer than you,
yeah.
The devastation on your – no, listen, I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. The devastation on your face in those last 2 videos, that basically reflects what the fan base is going through right now. Yeah. And like I said, I've been a fan probably longer than you. Yeah. This is easily one of the top 10 losses that I've had to endure as a longtime Jets fan.
Hold on a second, Kevin. Hold on a second, Kevin. Let me show you your respect. I apologize. For those of you that do not know Kevin, he's a savage. Savage! I apologize, Kevin. I'm in the mist, man. This team sucks. I'm sorry.
I hear you. I hear you. This is as close to the 1996 Jets that I can recall. And I remember back then I was in the Navy back then, and I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. The Jets were 1-15 that year. Oh. That year, the Jaguars got to the AFC title game. So you can imagine what I had to go through all those years ago. Oof. Yeah. And this is as close as that. This is as close as it gets.
Yeah.
Here's a little theory because I thought.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a little fear about why they've been playing so bad, especially under Jeff Ulbrich.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a comment a couple of days ago. Robert Saleh, even though he was not a great coach, and I do agree with his firing, even though in hindsight I think we've all been wrong about him getting fired when he did.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've always heard about Robert Saleh is the players liked him and they respected him as a man, independently of how bad of a coach he was.
Mm-hmm.
They respected him as a person. They respected him as a man.
Mm-hmm.
The way the Jets have been playing under Jeff Ulbrich, it could be that the players are revolting against Woody Johnson for firing Robert Saleh at the point in the season when he did, whereas he could have fired him after last season, or they could have wrote it out till the end of this season. So there could be something going on in that dressing room, like, oh man, I know we weren't winning, but man, Woody Johnson hired our guy. You know what? To heck with you, Woody Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play even worse under this. And, Jeff Ulbrich basically is catching strays.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically got caught in the crossfire of that.
Yeah.
There could be that, or they're sick of Aaron Rodgers. It could be one. It could be the other. It could be a combination of both.
Yeah. That's an
because
interesting.
Aaron Rodgers is really the team.
Yeah, that's an interesting interesting theory, Kevin. My thing is, look, if the players and listen, I get it, right? Everybody loves Robert Saleh. When we hired him, there were players that came out from teams that he had been on, that he had coached, that were just overly excited for him to be the New York Jets head coach. He was loved beyond around the league, right? And I know he's doing some things with the Packers right now, but here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you love him that much and you respect him, then you need to play better. The New York Jets are on a 5-game losing streak, and I want to be clear, and like you said as well, Kevin, I don't agree with the firing of Robert Saleh at the time that they did it. I didn't agree with firing him in season. I don't agree with that. That's the thing I did not agree with. Were the Jets playing bad under him? Yeah. Were they coming out lethargic, getting whooped? Yeah. Were they getting manhandled by teams that were not on their level? Yes. I remember coming out against Tennessee. They looked terrible. Right. And if it wasn't for Will Levis, I don't know if the Jets would have won that game, because there was a point in that game where if they would have scored on one of those drives before Will Levis went full Will Levis, I think the Jets would have lost against the Titans. But at the end of the day, Woody steps in and makes the change because he wants to save the season. So here we are sitting now. Robert Saleh's gone, and like you said as well, they're still playing. They're playing almost worse under Jeff Ulbrich. And the defense looks terrible. Correct. As well, too. This defense looks horrific. They can't stop anyone or anything. I'm watching a New England football team that's in a full-blown rebuild have guys like Kayson Boutte making plays against this Jets secondary. I'm watching them run for 111 total team yards against a vaunted Jets defense with Quinnen Williams on it, Hassan Riddick, Will McDonald. We got our backers out there, Quincy Williams. This team that is a shell of its former self in New England is making plays. And I'm watching Sauce Gardner go out there and look completely lost on the field. What are your thoughts about what you're seeing from him, Kevin?
I think he's become a Timu Deion Sanders. That's what he's become. In his first 2.5 seasons, yeah. 1 interception. After 3 seasons, Darrelle Revis had 14. Now, I understand it was a different NFL, but Sauce Gardner, like Joe Benigno says, he's got more dropped interceptions than he actually has interceptions. And at this point, when it comes to renewing his contract, I would not give him a penny. I don't know what's going on. And I say Deion Sanders because as great as Deion Sanders was a horrible tackler too. Mm-hmm. He was not getting in the trenches. He was a horrible tackler. That was his only defect. He was so good at everything else, he didn't need to be a good tackler. But some of those tackles that Sauce Gardner, oh my God.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one. The Jets defense overall, not just him, everybody's been missing tackles left and right.
Yep.
They are not a fundamentally sound football team on either side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not. I know the offense is not, whatever, but let's hold the defense accountable. This defense was nowhere near as good as it was projected. We're talking about the 85 Bears and yada, yada, yada. So right now, the 1-7 Florida State Seminoles could beat the New York Jets by 3 touchdowns.
I mean, we're bad, man. This defense and the way that they're getting ran on consistently is insanity. It's insanity to me. But I look at the offense, Kevin, and I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of people looking at Aaron Rodgers, and he has some blame as well within these issues, offensively. But I'm looking at him. I don't think he's healthy. I don't think that knee is fully healthy. I think it's way worse than a lot of people are leading on, and I think that hamstring is hampering him as well. What are your thoughts on his play to this point?
I think of the last couple of games he's played decent. I will say this. I think the biggest problem is the offensive line. You might as well book Elijah Vera Tucker. If he has a 15-year career, every year by week 7 he'll be hurt. Book it, because it's happened 3 years in a row. Not just against Denver. He got injured 7 again this year. I said that the offensive line is the bread and butter of offensive football. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is when your offensive line cannot block, cannot run block, cannot pass block. That's the biggest issue. I understand that it's taken time, but they should have probably gelled by now. They have their own set of injuries. Tyron Smith is looking like Jason Fabini, if you remember Jason Fabini.
Yes, I do.
Morgan Moses is looking like Wayne Hunter.
Woo! I remember Wayne Hunter vividly. Oh, he was terrible. He was so bad.
Yeah, he was good for us. Every game on the first drive, Wayne Hunter got an false start. Every game when he was.
I remember watching him get beat out of his stance. He got beat out of his stance before by a pass rusher. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, remember in the AFC title game against Pittsburgh, the defender blew by him, and the defender almost killed Mark Sanchez, and Pittsburgh recovered the fumble and scored. Yeah. And ultimately ended up being the game that the play that won it for the Steelers to go to the Super Bowl. But that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's rough. This team is rough, man. And the way that we're seeing the lack of production, the lack of accountability as well. I mean, the fact that Greg Zuerlein is still on this roster, and then I'm listening to Jeff Albridge try to defend keeping him here, a guy that's costed you multiple games. Then how can you hold anyone else accountable if you don't hold him accountable? This team completely lacks accountability, Kevin. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Greg Zuerlein needs to be gone right now. A lot of Jets fans from 20 years ago who blamed Doug Bryan for those 2 missed field goals against Pittsburgh. Doug Bryan is probably laughing now, like, I don't hear you now. Right now, we need to get John Hall or Pat Leahy or Doug Bryan. I know they're all in their 60s, but yes, Greg Zuerlein has cost us 3 games, but the lack of discipline and the penalties are an issue too. And if the Jets were a more disciplined football team, you wouldn't have to worry about Greg winning those 3 games. Yeah. Because the Jets have such a reputation as an undisciplined team, the refs are going to make calls against them that if the Jets were disciplined, the referees would not call calls against them. Yeah. What I'm saying is when you are an undisciplined team going from game to game, that reputation precedes you, whether you like it or not. So when you have Michael Clemens getting roughing the passer every week, there's going to be a play the next week where it's clearly not a roughing the passer penalty on him, but because of his reputation, the referees are going to throw the flag. Yep. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. No, you're right. You're completely right. And we're seeing it. We see it every single week. They had 8 penalties against the Patriots. And it gave them a lot of yardage as well, gave them first downs. They helped them. Their first scoring drive, there was 2 big penalties for the Jets that helped New England. They could have got them off the field. Couldn't get it done. So my final question for you, Kev. Man, oh, man. What are your thoughts about the Jets kind of going forward? Do you think they blow it up? There's a lot of Jets fans screaming for them to just blow this up and start all over again. At this point, what are your thoughts? Do you think the season's over?
Well, I don't think the season is over. They really cannot blow things up mid-season. it's too late in the season to blow it up as everybody would want it to be. This is where I'm going to make my prediction. And I've been a Jets fan for over 40 years. Every time the Jets are down and out like this, and this has happened many times throughout these years I've been rooting for them, in a game like this against the Texans, not only do they win, they tend to beat the brakes off of whoever the opponent is. And I'm predicting that the Jets will beat the Texans.
Wow.
I'm not going to say that they're going to put the brakes off of them. It's the Jets. Like I said, I've been a Jets fan for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is a carbon copy of other years where they've been down and out. They've been the worst team in the league. The media has been on them. There's been turmoil in the dressing room. And there's that one game during every season that they come out and they just they just take it out on their opponent, and they're going to tell them, you're going to take this butt.
Yeah.
And I think that this Thursday, they're going to come out against the Texans with an empty stadium and everybody expecting them to get the brakes beat off of them. And they're going to tell the Texans, you're going to take this butt whooping today. We're going to take this frustration out on you.
Give me a score. Give me a final score.
Everybody's going to laugh at this. I'm going to go 34-17 Jets.
Oh, okay. Kevin saying he's going to get right. Listen, Kev, I want to thank you for calling in, man. I want to hear from you more often. I ain't heard from you on the show live in a little bit, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Love your show, man.
Absolutely.
And
thank you so much.
That you're so devastated, and we don't see the intros anymore, man.
Hopefully they'll come back, but right now, man, this team is they're frustrating me to no end, Kev. Thank you again for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. Listen, man, this team is taking me to a different world. All right, they don't deserve my intros, to be honest. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. We're going to keep moving with the lines. 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to Val. Val, we're coming to you. And then, Steve, you are next. Sit tight. We'll be coming to Steve. But now we all know the circus begins. Da, 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 da. We're going to Val. And trust me, you should know because he's a savage. Savage. Val salutes. The Jets are in. The Jets are a mess, man. I don't know what else to say. I'm arguing with people back and forth.
You said a circus, right?
What are your thoughts, Val, about what you saw against the Patriots? The Jets losing to the Patriots 22-25.
Man, what I saw and what I also heard on these phone calls is wild. But I'm just gonna go with what I seen on the field. Wow, man. I just can't believe what I seen. To be honest with you, like, is no urgency. We called 3 timeouts in the first half. Like, it really makes no sense. It's
the
just
first
like
quarter.
Coaching, and then the first quarter, and then Venom G even said it, like. They have the plays, and then Aaron Rodgers want to go with a different play, but like, oh, no, that won't work. And then he goes to the offensive line, and then it's 0 on the clock, and then we have to use either a delay of game or a timeout. And it's just like nobody knows where to be. Nobody knows, and Mike Williams is totally lost out there. It's horrible. And then you don't see the connection between Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's a non-factor right now. I mean, you've seen it a couple of times. Garrett Wilson, of course, he comes back out to play because we already know, as people was ready to get rid of him last week, I'm like, listen, this guy's a stud. It's just that we're not calling hike. We're not calling hike. We don't have no urgency. I just seen the Baltimore Ravens. They lost the game. You see Lamar Jackson, he's slamming his helmet on the ground after he could have won the game. And you see the team is pissed off. They're mad that they didn't win, and they have a great record. But they had a division game that they lost. So they treated it as a playoff game, even though they lost the game. And I'm seeing them taking the loss very hard, and I'm seeing us. We're just like we're not out there competing like the way we're supposed to be competing. And just like I keep hearing that we have a great roster, but we don't play as a team. And the coaching is terrible. The coaching is terrible.
Facts.
The play calling, I would say, is like I said, it is better.
than what it was with Nathaniel Hackett. But we're not executing. We're going away from the running. We have Brees Hall that's actually playing like himself and breaking tackles and getting first down. Then we go away from that. We play a spread offense. And I'm just like, what the hell are we doing? It makes no sense. And then and it also kills me that I was talking about this last week about Sauce Gardner. I said he's not really playing like how he's supposed to. Because we don't really talk about the secondary. We talk about the D-line. The D-line has been taking the headlines for the past 2 years.
Yep.
But the secondary, DJ Reed, shout out to DJ Reed. He actually just came back from an injury. He kind of almost saved the game, but of course we still lost. But he's actually playing for a contract, and you see that he's actually giving it his all.
Yeah.
And Sauce, it's just like Sauce has to really come back to himself. He's playing with no confidence. Like he said, he even admitted he didn't know the coverage and stuff. But I will say, like, he needs to play a lot better. And I'm hearing everybody saying trade Sauce, trying to get 2 first round. I'm not trading Sauce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jets fans
Sauce,
saying that.
He has this. Yeah, I'm seeing it's very heavy right now, and it's sad that it's coming to this point. But I understand you're in New York. Is what for you? What is you doing for me now? That's how New York is. We have no patience. Is what are you doing for me right now? If you're not executing, we're ready to get rid of you. And that's kind of how it is. But yeah, your foot is going to be to the pressure. And you can ask Julius Randle. You can ask all the other players that played for this franchise. If you're not executing, we will get rid of you. But I honestly believe Sauce Gardner is definitely still a top 3 top
corner.
3 cornerback,
Yep.
but he's not playing like it right now. Yeah, cornerback, but he's not playing it. He's not playing like it right now, and he needs to lock in this all season. And again, I don't want to say this all season because the season is still here. He has to build up muscles, and he has to learn how to tackle, and he has to get with his. We have to get a head coach that knows what he's doing because you can obviously see the coaching. They're not even disciplining these players. Like they're just going out there and just running schemes, and it's be like okay. And just like you said, why the hell is Zorline still on this team?
Yeah.
Why is he not even cut? He should have been cut 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I mean, listen, and like I said, what are you doing for me now? Last year, you played perfectly. You helped us win a lot of games, and you definitely did. You was arguably the best player on the team because you scored majority of the points. But what are you doing for me now? You're making us lose games than helping us win games. So he should have been gone 3 weeks ago. And just going back to what you were saying, and it really caught my attention.
I want
void years of what you said about.
Go ahead.
The
Go ahead.
void years that you said. Yeah, the void years that you said about Aaron Rodgers' contract is exactly why I said, and 2 years ago, that Lamar Jackson was my number 1 quarterback to get, and Derek Carr was number 2, and Aaron Rodgers was number 3. Because I knew a lot of people said outside of the Jets fan base and Green Bay fan base, they said, watch out, Aaron Rodgers is a package. He's going to have drama that comes with him, and also he's going to have people that he's going to change out of plays. You can't really talk to him. He acts like he's the smartest person in the room and stuff like that. And I also said, like I said, I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, but he's on my team, so of course I'm going to root for him. But he has to take a lot of accountability as well too, because he's not calling hype, and that's really like ticking me off. Because I'm just like, what is going on with this team? The team is way too talented to be 2-6, Joe. Too talented.
And you're giving us a great call with some great takes, but. Talking about Aaron Rodgers, how much do you think he's healthy? Because I don't. I don't think that knee is healthy. I think it's way worse than a lot of people. I think that hamstring is jacked up, and I think that that's affecting a lot of his play. And not only that, but I don't think he trusts guys on his team. I really don't. And Alan Lazard is out in this game. I think the only 2 guys he may trust on the offense, like as far as weapons, is Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams. I think the offensive line, particularly Tyron Smith, terrifies him. Because when I watch the games, every throw he's making, he's evading from. Like he'll stay in the pocket, launch it, but back up immediately. Like he's always immediately like backpedaling out of a throw, and we know how that can affect as well. And maybe that's just his fundamentals breaking down, but that's what I feel, and that's what I see. I think he's afraid, again, to get hit because we're seeing what already has happened. I think he's protecting himself and protecting that knee. What are your thoughts about that, Val?
Quick question: how do you feel how the offensive line played this past game?
The offensive line wasn't the best. Tyron Smith continues to be all over the place. There were some times where Aaron Rodgers was evading pressure, especially when that pocket broke down. I mean, they were all right, but it wasn't the greatest.
I'll tell you this: it wasn't the best, but he had time to throw the ball at times, and the run blocking was a lot better this go around.
Yeah, I'll give you
and
that.
yes, they did it was up and down, but it's just like he looks like a statue back there, Joe. Like he looks like he can't move. He's not moving around.
Yeah.
And I have to agree, he probably is injured.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you're injured, stay out. We have a capable backup, which is Tyrod Taylor, and I'm not saying he's the answer, but he's gonna move the ball. We've seen it in the San Francisco game. He just had one drive, and of course it was garbage time, so you can't really put too much on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what he did with the Giants, and he had no weapons, I feel like he could do with a lot with this weapons and stuff like that. And I'm not saying he's the answer, but we just need that spark blood. We need that spark off the bench. That's what I'm saying. But other than that, it's very terrible of what's going on right now, man. And it's horrendous. And like I said, and going to Woody Johnson as well too, he should have had a plan to at least when he fired Robert Saleh. And I'm hearing a lot of people backpedaling like, oh, yeah, that wasn't the right move. But what was Robert Saleh doing for us? Now, I will say the defense was much better when Robert Saleh was here.
I was just about to say that.
He was just making a ton of – yeah, he was making up with a bunch of excuses of the rain, the wind, then having all these quotes. And then it was just time after time, and we was playing bad in the first half in the Vikings game, and then they asked him in the halftime before going into the locker room, oh, what do you think you have to do? Oh, we just got to do what we got to do. We got to keep doing what we're doing. That's what he said. We got to keep doing what we're doing. And we were doing terrible. So it's just like stuff like that is just not translating. You're not a good head coach.
So
he wasn't a good head coach. I'm sorry.
No,
I would have fired him myself, but I would have had a plan.
Yeah, listen, and I'm right there with everyone. I agree, Robert Saleh getting fired, I thought it was going to happen. But I didn't like the timing during the season, especially when teams do that, that means the season's over, right?
Right.
Generally, when teams do that, the season's over.
When we did
it, we were still competing to be first in the AFC East at the time. That was right. That was before the Bills game. So it was like, I don't know about that. I mean, if you fire him after the season, okay, I think everybody been all right with it. But firing him in season, but again, you got Woody Johnson saying, hey, I made the move because I want to save the season, basically, right? And that leads me to my question for you, Val, because there's been a lot of people talking about the team and coaches and all this other stuff, and it's early. I don't want to get too far into it. But in your mind, is the season over at this point?
I mean, that Patriots, it was between the Bills and the Patriots game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically almost over. I mean, if you want to win every game and only lose one game to back us up, then we got to treat this basically like college, that we can't lose no more games.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And like you said, and I asked you last week, I was like, yeah, this is going to be easy schedule going forward. And you said, nah, I don't think it's that easy. I mean, you brought me light. But it's like the Patriots game just really just shows you this team is not capable of winning games.
Yeah.
Like, literally lost to the Patriots that have a terrible pass defensive, what is it called?
Pass defense
yardage or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pass defense. Yeah, their pass defense is terrible.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if we can't beat them, so how did we supposed to beat the Dolphins twice? How are we supposed to beat the Bills again? How are we supposed to beat all these other teams that actually have good defense? The Colts is not no pushovers.
Nope.
Now they got Joe Flacco out there. So
Neither
it's
is
just
Seattle.
Like, we win these games.
Neither is Seattle
we
or
can't
the
even beat
Rams.
teams that. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Those are not pushover teams. I mean, you're just seeing that the Rams just beat the Vikings, the team that we were supposed to beat, and we couldn't even beat them. And we had them right there, and we just couldn't finish the game. We're not finishing games. We're not even coached well. People are not being held accountable. How are we supposed to win these games that are going forward? And now we're Halloween. We're going against the Texans. They put up 30 points all the time. We barely didn't even touch 30 points this year. Matter of fact, we didn't touch 30 points at all this year. And we didn't. Like I said, it was alarming that we didn't blow out that Patriots team when we did the first time when they came to MetLife. And we were supposed to blow them out probably by 30 to 40, and we still didn't do that.
Yeah.
And that was alarming to me that we only scored 27 points, even though we won the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we wasn't capable of really blowing them out the way how we was. That's how I knew the offense wasn't that good.
Yeah. My final question for you, Val. A lot of people talking about the head coaching situation here with the Jets. Of course, there's a lot of things moving and shaking. Again, I don't want to move too far ahead, but what do you think makes the New York Jets an attractive job for a head coach?
Oh man, that's actually tough to say, Joe. Like, I mean, just like you said about the void years, does a head coach want to deal with Aaron Rodgers if he possibly comes back, because he has a lot of baggage to him as well too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to worry about Nathaniel Hackett still being here. You got to worry about Aaron Rodgers. Then you got to worry about possibly if he does move on, then you still in cap. Like, it's going to be cap. The cap is going to be really bad because you still have 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was very hard. That's why I was highly against probably getting a 38-year-old quarterback. Because now you gambled and the situation's not going right.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're stuck to the situation. While you could have had another quarterback. But going back to what you were saying, it's going to be terrible. But you got a coach out there, Rex Ryan, that's saying, like, listen, I would love to come back and be the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love that as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he's a leader that would turn – people run through walls with him.
They do.
I've seen him deal with less talent, and they
get
actually
more.
balled out. Like, yeah, exactly. He's the coach, and I see a lot of people that are saying, like, oh, you know, he's not he's been out of it for a long time. But listen, to be honest with you, he's still a great head coach. He kept us out of the playoffs when he was in the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
We all remember he was coaching with Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
They kept us out of that. We only had to win that game with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
And we blew it that last game and stuff like that with Todd Bowles being the head coach.
Yep.
He outcoached us.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely outcoached us, and he took chances, and he ran the ball, and he knew what our weakness was, and he ended that. You know, it was just a good game by his game plan by him as well too. But
yeah.
Okay.
No, listen, you speaking facts, and I want to go down another road as well. And again, I don't want to go too deep into this because it is pretty early, right? And I like to wait until things kind of go towards the end of the year. But I think another thing, when you look at the New York Jets as a coaching, are we attractive as far as getting a new coach in here and trying to establish somebody? If Aaron Rodgers does walk away, the other side of the coin, I think you're going to have a lot of other guys walk away too. I don't think AVT's going to come back here. I don't think that Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall are going to want to resign either. Why would they do that? Because they're going through a full-blown rebuild again. Those guys were here when all of that stuff was going on, and we looked like we had no way, right? We were supposed to have that franchise quarterback. If you remember, Breece, Garrett, and other guys were and Sauce was literally the guys campaigning publicly for Aaron Rodgers to come here and save us because they needed a quarterback so bad. If we go back into the mist, because I want to remind everyone, you, if Aaron Rodgers walks out the door, there is no answer at quarterback for the New York Jets. Nobody. Don't talk to me about Travis. Don't talk to me. We don't have nobody. Zach Wilson's not here. He's gone. There's no future.
You're going to have to draft a quarterback.
Exactly. You're going to have to draft one.
You're going to have to draft a quarterback.
And those guys, Sauce, Garrett, Breece, JJ, all these guys that we're like, oh, they're cornerstones. They were here when Sam was, when
on a rookie contract.
Yeah, on a rookie contract. They were here when Zach Wilson, was on a rookie contract and things weren't working out there. They've seen how the Jets have struggled to groom and grow a young quarterback. We've seen it. That's why they were all wearing Mike freaking White shirts. Anybody remember that? So all of these things, I think people need to get ready, because if Aaron Rodgers does walk, I think a lot of other guys are going to walk, and then it's really you're basically going to blow everything up as well. Those guys are going to be gone when contract time comes. Because Garrett Wilson, and I'll give you the final word on this, Val, Garrett Wilson last season literally looked like at the end of the season he did a presser. and he talked about how horrible the year was for him offensively, even though he had over 1,000 yards. He talked about how hard it is to play offense. He talked about a lot of stuff. You could see that season. We talked about it. His body language on the field, how demonstrative he was when he wasn't getting the ball. We talked about that all season last season. If you would have been able to open the door for Garrett Wilson last season and say, hey, if you walk outside this door, you won't be a New York Jet. You can go anywhere you want to go. Garrett would have packed all his stuff and ran through that door as fast as possible. I'm telling you, that's the way he looked. He looked like he did not want to be here anymore. Yeah. And so I'm telling you, if he walks and goes, then guess what? We're going to be setting up a lot of other guys to get up out of here too. And we're going to have to be replacing a whole lot of other talent as well, because guys are going to be gone. But I'll give you the final word on that, and then give me your score prediction for Jets Texans.
Score. All right, man. Going back on what you said, like I said, Garrett Wilson always had that look to him that, listen, he's ready to, if things doesn't go right, like he said, and even he also said this in that press conference as well too, that, listen, if we can't have another season like this. That's exactly what he said last year. We cannot have another season like this.
Yep.
He's not going for this. Mm-hmm. And he's the only person I really feel like out of everybody out of those rookie that 2012 draft class, I feel like he's going to be the one that's going to be gone, which is very unfortunate because I know this man, if he goes to another team and he wears another jersey, he's going to ball out. And that's gonna kill me.
Could you imagine?
This man was in our locker room for how many years?
Could you imagine Garrett? Man. Could you imagine Garrett Wilson in a Chiefs jersey? Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine Garrett Wilson in a Ravens jersey? In a Ravens jersey?
Oh my God.
Go ahead,
Lamar
Val,
Jackson
man.
finally gets another wide receiver. Oh my God, that's a nightmare. And this is the nightmare that I don't want to see. And it's like we're really killing our future. And that's the thing that's killing me, that we have to go through a whole nother rebuild. And this is the thing that I was fearing about going for this type of quarterback. Because we was taking this huge gamble, and I knew his contract was going to definitely come into play if things didn't work out. And now it's going to hurt us because now we have to pay the 2022 draft class and stuff, because that class was very talented.
Yeah.
You got to pay you got to make a decision of who you want to pay. But I will say Sauce Gardner is a person I feel like is I have confidence that he wants to stay here for the long term. Mm-hmm. And I know you already said that, Jamal Adams already said that he wanted to be a Jet for life and everything like that. But I think he has a different personality, and hopefully he switches it over and actually start tackling. Like I said, this offseason, please reach out to Darrell Revis. Iron sharpens iron. Please do that, because he needs to get his techniques back together. Okay. And we got to get a capable head coach in here. Yeah. And I'll leave it at that, Joe, because I know you got other callers.
Give me a score prediction, man.
Oh, yeah. I would say it's going to be 27-14 Jets to lose the game. Oh. I'm sorry. Hopefully.
27-14 Texans. All right.
Texans going to win.
Listen, Val, I want to thank you for calling in. Always good speaking to you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, man.
Absolutely, Joe. And everybody hit and subscribe to Joe. And sorry that this is happening to the Jets. And like I said, anything he says at the end is defamation of character.
Oh, my goodness. That is wild, man. Blog Talk sucks, but it works tonight. So guess what? It's not defamation if I have evidence. Okay? Next! Keep going to these lines. Again, please give the stream up. Also, for those of you that do not know, I'm wearing pink. I support the Susie G. Komen Foundation. I have a fundraiser running. Okay? Everyone, you can check it out in the chat and also in the description of the video. October's coming to a close, but please continue to give if you can. Okay? $1, $2, $3, anything you can give is greatly appreciated. The link is in the chat. We're just trying to raise $100. I know it's a small deal, but it matters a lot. Okay. And I'm all about supporting the Susie G. Komen Foundation, providing breast cancer awareness research, and also supporting those that do have breast cancer. So please, give if you can. Next, we are going to Steve. Steve, we're coming directly to you. And I know Steve has some takes for us. Okay. I know he's got some takes for us because he always does, and he knows football. For those of you that do not know Steve, he's a savage. Savage! Steve salutes. Always good to speak with you, man. Jets lose to the Patriots. Jets are now 2-6. The season is looking grim, man. Looking real grim. What are your thoughts about this, man?
Hey, Joe. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me on your show tonight. It's always great, talking to you and talking to you about this team. It's just that, Joe, right now, these last couple of days have just been absolutely frustrating for me. And especially to the fact that, we lost to a rebuilding Patriots team on Sunday that is still absolutely unacceptable. Like, the thing is, what still blows my mind is in the first quarter of that game, when on that drive, when we blew all three of our timeouts, and our clock management is terrible. Like our clock management is awful. And the thing is that, like, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers isn't reading the clock right or if Ulbrich and the coaching staff isn't reading the clock right. It's just that we had to burn all of our timeouts. I mean, yeah, okay, we ended up getting a touchdown still on that series, but the only reasons why we were able to get a touchdown on that series was because of the fact the Patriots were called for 2 defensive PIs. That was the reason why we were able to score a touchdown on that drive. That was the 2-yard pass to Conklin.
Yep.
Then here's the thing. The second quarter of that game, we absolutely dominated the Patriots. We dominated the second quarter. The second quarter was, in my opinion, was the best quarter of the game for us. It literally was. But we started off the second half. We go 3 and out. And then we end up giving up a bad play on a punt coverage. New England takes the ball down. And I don't know what the hell happened with Sauce on that play, on like that second down play.
Yeah.
You know what ended up happening? He went right after Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
But guess this. If Sauce Gardner makes the tackle, the third down play is a lot tougher for New England.
Absolutely.
Instead, it ended up being like a 3rd and 1, and when it should have been like a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's also another thing that the defense did not do a good job at times. And this even happened in the last quarter of the game, giving up plays on like 3rd and 9.
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
Yep.
3rd and 7.
Yep.
3rd and 8. Like how can our defense give up those kind of long plays like that? That's unacceptable. And for Sauce Gardner to give up that one play to whatever the hell that receiver's name was, I don't even know who the hell that guy was. Whatever his name was, I don't care who you are.
Yeah, Kayson Boutte. That's his name. I don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah,
Kayson
Boutte.
I have no clue who he
An
is.
unknown receiver who I never even heard of. And Sauce even said that after the game in his interview that play haunted him. That play literally haunted him in the head. It literally did. And then for Greg Zuerlein, who I still have no idea how he is still on this roster. And now apparently I found out today, Brian Costello just announced this about an hour ago. Apparently Zuerlein is on the injury report now with a leg injury. So apparently he's on the injury report with a leg injury, going into Thursday's game against Houston.
Yeah.
But Zuerlein misses an extra point.
Yep.
And then a 44-yard field goal in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He makes those 4 points, Joe, we win the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
We absolutely win the game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He makes those points. Now, the positives I will say in the game, I thought Aaron Rodgers played pretty decent against New England on Sunday. Garrett Wilson had a great game. Conklin had a good game. Breece Hall was decent as well. Braylon Allen even got us that big go-ahead touchdown. that could have sealed the deal for us. But the last thing I'll say before you talk, that 2-point conversion play, clock management happened again. Clock management happened again.
Mm-hmm.
We end up now going on the 7-yard line. Mike Williams looked completely lost in the play because he was the one that caught the ball. Williams, after he caught it, he stopped. He literally stopped. He thought he was in the end zone. I'm like, dude, we just had a 5-yard penalty, and the play was back at the 7-yard line. He was completely lost on that play, Joe. And before I let you start talking, Joe, and last thing I'm just going to say this right out of my mouth.
Go, Steve.
The thing is, what still kills me is how this team gets ran over on the defense. And let me tell you, Michael Clemens put his goddamn butt on the bench. Put him on the bench. He's stuck.
Yeah.
He's terrible. He's garbaggio. He's ass.
Ooh.
Put him on the bench.
Ooh. Steve with some words. I respect that, man. Jeez. Woo.
Here we go.
Let's go. Listen, Steve fired up. Listen, I can't fault you for that, Steve. Michael Clemens is terrible, and there's a lot of other guys playing really bad on his defense as well. And you touched on a lot of the guys.
He also should have been called for roughing the passer earlier in the game, but the Jets decided to let him go. But the refs actually let that go when New England got called for a holding penalty.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the
Nobody
situation.
remember that play?
Sauce as well. Listen, Sauce, I don't know what's going on with him. He just seems so checked out. He seems like he's just out of it, like he's just out there. He's getting lost, doesn't know his coverages. She said that himself. He's missing tackles like crazy. I mean, he's just whiffing on stuff. It's mind-blowing. And again, like you said as well, this is not Justin Jefferson. This isn't, these guys aren't Randy Moss or nothing like that. This is Kayson Boutte. Like, come on, man, make a play. Point blank period. And I feel like a lot of guys, ever since Sulla was let go, have just been loafing, have just been out there loafing. It is mind-blowing. But I want to go to the offensive side of the ball with you, Steve. You talk about, the not being able to get play calls in, blowing through 3 timeouts in the first quarter. I've never seen that as a Jets fan. I've never seen it. And you look at the situation here. You got Aaron Rodgers out there. To me, he doesn't look fully healthy. Like there's something going on with that knee, that hamstring, and I think that that's hampering his play quite a bit as well, Steve. Do you think the same thing?
Yeah, listen, I know Rodgers is dealing with the knee and the hamstring, but apparently – what was his name? Connor Hughes posted about this on Twitter an hour ago. They said that Rodgers' knee and hamstring actually looked a lot better today because apparently he did something with Thomas Morstead, which I don't know what it was, but that's what was the first thing that happened. But the thing is, Joe, I'll be honest with you. Out of all the years the coaches that we've had, because I'll be honest with you, no Jets coach in the past has ever burned 3 timeouts on one drive.
Never seen it.
Rex Ryan never did that. Todd Bowles never did that.
Nope.
Even Adam Gase never even did that when he was our coach. Okay? But the thing is, like, you cannot blow 3 times out. Joe, when we blew all those 3 timeouts in the first quarter, Joe, if you were with me watching this game, I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it. I was cursing up a storm when that happened. I lost it.
Yeah.
I completely lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it.
It's insanity.
I don't understand.
It's
But,
inexcusable, Steve. It's completely inexcusable for the New York Jets front. It's completely inexcusable for the Jets to do stuff like that.
It's one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Clock management is so important.
Yeah.
And then let me go over to what happens too, of why there are some good teams that are coaching. If anybody wants to know what's going on, a couple of weeks ago when we played the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't really have the best roster in the league.
No, they don't.
But do you want to know why? Why they're actually a good team?
It's Tomlin.
Because they have good coaching.
Yeah, Tomlin and that staff.
It starts with Mike Tomlin at the top. Mike Tomlin is the longest tenure head coach in the league. Another person there's another team with good coaching. Look at where the Detroit Lions are today.
Yep.
Look at where they are today. They're 6-1 right now. Dan Campbell has turned that franchise around. Look at what's even happening with the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Look at what's happening with Gina Daniels. Ever since after, and this is why I'm really, really getting on the edge with Woody Johnson right now. The new owner of that team, ever since after when the Johnsons lost, after when they lost, what was his name, Dan Snyder, the Commanders. Look at what's happened after Dan Snyder left that team. That franchise is literally this year completely back on the right track. Completely back on the right track. Because you know why? They got better coaching.
Yep.
That has always been the problem with the Jets. We get these great players, but terrible coaching.
Yeah.
We always have terrible coaching.
Yeah.
Nobody is being held accountable for situations.
Yeah. No, listen, Steve, you're bringing the fire right now. You're bringing the absolute fire. And my final question before I let you go, and then I want to get your Texans score prediction. You look at the Jets, right? There's a lot of people screaming about, what coach they want here and yada, yada. There's a lot of talk about Rex Ryan. A lot of Jets fans want to see him come back. When you look at this Jets franchise, when you look at this Jets, hold on a second, Steve. Hold on a second, Steve. When you look at this Jets franchise, what makes this franchise attractive for a new head coaching hire? What do you think you would be able to lean on to get a guy to want to come in here and coach the New York Jets and go forward with us?
You know, Joe, listen, I don't know what to say at this point about the whole thing with getting a new coach right now and all that stuff. Listen, the Jets are probably not going to make the playoffs again this year. It's now going to be 14 years in a row that we haven't made the playoffs. The thing is, Joe, I don't know what to say about the whole thing with the coaching situation right now. I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to take it 1 week at a time. Basically now, to get ready for Thursday's game on Halloween against the Texans. It's just that, Joe, the thing is, I don't know what's too attractive, but the main thing is going to have to be with whoever wants to be coming here as the next head coach. They're going to have to deal with Woody Johnson. And honestly, Woody Johnson is really, 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 really getting under my skin, Joe.
Yeah.
He really is getting under my skin right now.
Yeah. Give me your final score prediction, man. Jets, Texans.
Listen, I'll tell you something right now. If I was a Texans fan, I would actually be nervous going into this game because, the Jets are on a 5-game losing streak coming into this game on Thursday night. But listen, I think it is going to be a close game because I think we are going to be at home. And I know the Texans just recently lost Stephon Diggs for the year, and they're also not going to have Nico Collins because he apparently has a knee injury as well. So Stroud is going to be without his 2 top receivers.
Yep.
I still give the Texans an edge here. I'm going to give the Texans a 24-21 win over the Jets.
All right. Took the Texans. I respect it, especially the way that the Jets are looking. Thank you, Steve, for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Thank you, Joe. Good night.
All right. Steve calling in with some fire, man. Salutes and respect to everybody. Jack Kenna salutes Savage in the chat. Says, LBJ, do you think it would be different with Derek Carr? Do I think our season would have been different with Derek Carr starting if we had actually signed him? Yes, in a way. I think it would definitely be different, especially for the Jets' future, because Aaron Rodgers, I don't think we know, Derek Carr is going to be, he's got some years left. Aaron Rodgers, not so much. He maybe got another year in him, maybe. And then after that, you're asking a lot because he's 40. So from that standpoint, yes, maybe Derek Carr would have been able just to do a bit more with this football team. I can see Devontae Adams wanting to come here too because he likes Derek Carr as well. So maybe we would have still ended up with Devontae Adams as well. But, man, there's a lot of things moving and shaking. And also, I think with Carr too, Maybe we bring in. I think with him, you probably have a different offensive coordinator here as well, because one of the reasons that Hackett was brought here was because they were so hot and in on Aaron Rodgers. So I think the offense will look different too. So maybe you have more of a better offensive coordinator here than Nathaniel Hackett. So yeah, we could absolutely have been in a different situation. But like I said, I love Aaron Rodgers, and I love that we got him. I know that there's a lot of people backtracking on that. I'm not. I think he's phenomenal. But there's a lot of things that's going to happen going forward with him, especially with the season looking the way that it does. I think a lot of people got lost in the sauce. Not to not to have that play on words, but I think a lot of the issues you see with the New York Jets, I feel is a lot of players that we have are not playing up to their potential at all. And I think a lot of them looked at Aaron Rodgers as a savior and that he was going to come here and they didn't have to necessarily go to the wall like they should be. And that's what I think you're seeing. I think a lot of people thought that Aaron Rodgers just being here, his presence here was going to just save everything. And it was like, no, he's 40. He's still good. Don't get it confused. Aaron Rodgers can still throw the ball. He can still play, but he's 40. He's not 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers. If you're missing blocks like Tyron Smith and he gets hit, brother, he's going to feel it. He's going to feel it. Point blank, period. All right. So, yeah, man, it's rough. It's really, really rough. But show's coming to a close here. Quickly, my thought about the Jets-Texans. I mean, Stroud's down, Collins, and now Diggs as well with an injury. They've lost him, I believe, for the year with his injury, which that sucks. I don't know. I'm taking the Texans, man. I'm taking the Texans to beat the Jets 23-17. 23-17, I'm taking the Texans. Yeah. It is what it is. The way we're playing, it's really, really rough. Again, so to close out the show, again, I want to thank everybody. And again, please, Susie G. Coleman's Foundation, please click that link, my link tree. Link tree is in the description. It's also in the links to the chat as well. Salute Supreme Science. Supreme Science, I see you in the building. Salutes and respect to you. Thank you. All right, salutes to all the savages. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I am also, on Twitter as well. Going over to Twitter, type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. All right, follow me. I'll follow you right back. Want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? It's a rough season, man. He's dealing with injuries. He'll be back, and he'll be dominating. But, man, it's a rough season for the Jets. 2-6 already. Well, we down there trolling. I'm also on YouTube as well. Come on over to YouTube. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Give the video and streams a thumbs up. Share them across the social media with your friends and your family. All right. And if you want to troll me, get in the comments and, put that comment in there and I'll troll you. We go back and forth. All right. And as always, people, all right, when you see me in person, it's arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. All right. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to the show, to watch the show. To interact with the show any way that you do. All the savages in the chat, everybody going back and forth. Man, it really, really means the world to me because without y'all, I'm absolutely nothing. I really, really appreciate that with y'all. So, again, I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanking everybody for watching it. Okay, until the next show, you folks have a good one. Peace. Give me 1 second, folks. Pow. Okay, I should be back. Salutes and respect to everybody, man. Listen, I want to thank everybody for watching. Okay, exclamation point links. That's the link tree. My link tree has links to all of my social media platforms, all of my YouTube pages. Please click that link tree and get involved with everything that I'm doing. We have a lot of fun here on this show. We do these shows year round. For those of you that do not know, year round we do these shows. Okay, and we have a lot of fun. When Blog Talk works, this is the number to the show. Okay. When it doesn't work, I still have a way for people to call in, but it's different. All right. And it's a different number. I always put that in the chat. You will know, but Blog Talk sucks. Okay. And I apologize when it doesn't work, but it worked and that's good. Okay. So when you call in, please make sure you have a good phone. Make sure your background is clear of noise. The one thing I do not allow on my show is cursing. Don't call into my show cursing. I will get you out of here. Okay. This is a family show. I have young people that listen to me. I have old people that listen to me. I got people from overseas that listen to me. Salutes to all my overseas folks. Bree, everybody, people from Germany, Ireland, the UK, Australia, all over the place that listen to me that are so far away from me. I appreciate every last one of y'all. But, yeah, I don't allow that cursing. Don't come in here cursing. Also, this is YouTube. Okay. YouTube is very sensitive. So we have to be respectful of that because I love YouTube. Don't come in here with that because I will move on from you real fast. Okay. Real fast. All right. Also, when you call in, make sure, again, your phone line's good. Some people call in with those, what are those things? Those headsets, those like wireless headsets. It makes things echo. I will ask you, okay, to correct your situation. And if you can't figure it out and I can't hear you, I'm just going to move on because I can't hear you. My audience can't hear you. What can I do? There's nothing I can do. I want to have the discussion and go back and forth. Okay. I love having discussions about the teams y'all heard tonight. A lot of passionate discussions. And I love that. Okay. Don't call in trying to yell over me. I don't allow that either. I'll stop you from doing that. I have no problem with people getting passionate and yelling. I have no issues whatsoever, but don't be trying to yell over me because again, we're having a conversation and I'm conducting the conversation. Okay. Again, y'all heard tonight, I let my callers talk way more than I do. If I disagree with your point though, even if I agree with your point, okay, I'm definitely going to speak my mind. So be prepared to defend your point. Okay. All right. Just be prepared to defend it, but I'm definitely going to speak my mind, but I give all of my callers the last word as y'all heard tonight. I'll let my callers talk way more than me. This is about me connecting with y'all and, you guys speaking your mind, man. This is a Jets platform. We also allow fans from other teams to call in, man. Listen, I have Bears fans, Patriots fans, what else? Bears, Patriots, Falcons, Chargers, I think. Raiders fans, Chargers fans as well. Y'all see them in the chat. Everybody's allowed here, okay? Here's the deal, though, all right? We bleed green over here. We're respectful of everybody. You want to call in, go ahead. I've had people call in and tell me, Joe, I think the Jets are trash. Okay, let's hear you out. But don't call in here just like trolling and go, listen, okay? Let's get to the topics. You control a little bit, then I'll get you up out of here, all right? Because it's, y'all heard tonight, we got callers. Like, we gotta move, baby. We gotta move, okay? And when you call in again, please sit tight, man. As y'all heard tonight, listen, my hold times are not long. They are not long at all. Especially when the lines are hot, I'm moving through, okay? But just sit tight, okay? Be patient. Trust me, we get to everybody, all right? When you call in, please make sure you know your area code. There's a lot of people that don't know their area codes, and I've gotten into it with people. I'll never say who it is, okay? Every time just the image. When you call in, if I don't know you by name, I'm going to call out your area code. Please know what your area code is. I had a person that used to think I blocked him and all kinds of crazy stuff. You don't want to hear my takes. You don't want to hear blah, blah, blah. Joe, you blocked me from the show. And I sat down and I had a conversation with the person. And the person was like, well, you blocked me. I said, listen, is this where you live? And they said, yeah. I said, this is your area code, isn't it? And they said, I said, if this is where you live, I just looked up this your area code when you call in. That's why I say your area code. And the person was like, oh. And I said, yeah. So when I say your area code over and over and over again, hey, 123, hey, 123, 123, are you on the line? And you don't pick up, what do you want me to do? Just sit here and the rest of the show and keep saying, hey, 123? I move on. And the person was like, oh. And I said, yeah, just know your area code, okay? I'm never going to say who it was. But I don't block people. I don't. All right. Unless I don't block you, unless you going off the rails or something like that. But even then, I won't block you. unless you just like pushing, you going somewhere else. Y'all know YouTube is, there's a lot of crazy people on the internet. But yeah, so we have a lot of fun. Please call in. Know what your area code is. And again, if you're a new caller, I want to hear from you. All right. We get new callers here all the time. Again, wait your time and no cursing. All right. Clean background as well. When you call in, I don't want to hear crazy background noises. You're on your house, you're at your job. I love when people call me, they're at their job, they're moving and shaking. People listen to me while they're at work. I get that. Get your money, listen to your boy Joe. But if you're a construction worker, you're on your jackhammer, trying to call me, I can't hear you. All right. Put the jackhammer down, go down the street. Let's have that discussion. And then you can go back and get on your jackhammer. All right. So please, clean your background up. No crazy background noises and a good phone line. All right. Also, this number, again, is the number to the show. It's the permanent number to the show when Blog Talk works. Some people call in early to the show. I'm not going to tell you who does it or who's doing it, but it's Rusty and Val. All right. I'm not going to tell you who calls in early. It's Rusty and Val. The reason why I bring that up is because from what I know, the phone lines to my show open at like 6:50 p.m. Eastern. 6:50 is when I think it opens. Okay. When I think it opens. Okay. I've been told that it opens way before that, but generally my shows start at 7 p.m. Eastern. They're on different days. Everybody knows my schedule is crazy. So I put up everywhere across my social media when I'm going live, everywhere. I post it on my YouTube. You guys will know. Again, if you subscribe, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You will be notified as well. And it's on my posts. It's everywhere. All right. So what a lot of people do when they know I'm going live, again, I'm not telling you who's doing it. It's Rusty and Val. They'll just call in early. And it is not illegal to do that. Okay. Because they call in early. They wait on the lines. My show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. I talk my little talk for maybe 5-10 minutes. I go straight to the lines, and that's how they're getting on early. But again, I can physically see you. I have a queue system. So when you call in, I'm going to go down my queue system, but I will get to you. Even if you call in an hour into the show, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you. Trust me. Okay. I'm going to come to you. Don't worry about it. But, that's how people get on early. So it's not illegal to do. It's not illegal. I welcome that because I love that people want to have that discussion with your boy, but that's how people are doing it. I don't know how they found it out. I don't know how they found out how to do that, but they did. When I started the show a while ago, the Outlaw, as you see, skip this part, defamation of character. It's not defamation of character. The system worked today. I can prove that they're doing this. Okay. Salutes Venom G's. Venom G says, I used that today. You see? He says, thanks, Val and Rusty. You see what's going on? All right. Oh, you see? Okay. So yeah, please, get involved, with me. And again, it's not illegal to do. I love that people do that. Please continue to do that. It's all about having discussion, but I put it out there just so everybody knows. That's why I do it. I put it out there so everybody knows. Cause it's not illegal. Bree says defamation of unblemished characters. Wow. I don't know how y'all convinced Bree to get in on this stuff, but bad influences. Outlaw says innocent. I also have witnesses in the chat. How can you beat hard, cold facts? He's trying to beat cold facts. I got cold facts. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's what they're doing. I'll put it out there so everybody knows. All right. Again, we game on this channel from time to time too. We have a lot of fun. Please get involved. Oh, we also watch live games together. I'll let y'all know when my schedule allows me to do that. We'll watch a game, and then after the game, we'll have a live radio show. If it's not like a crazy night game. And those shows are hot too, especially if the Jets lose. Woo! That's the worst. Okay. That's the worst. But again, no cursing. All right. I'll let everybody speak their mind. Also, oh yeah, I've had discussions with people recently. Hey, listen, I don't care if you've been a Jets fan for 40 years or 40 minutes. When you call in, you're in the queue system. I'll get to you. Okay. Don't be trying to tell me, hey, I've been a Jets fan for longer than this guy. You better have me on before him or nothing. That's not happening. Okay. I run my show how I run my show. I go down my queue system. Okay. So I don't care if you young or old as it gets. Everybody gets the same amount of respect because I respect your time. Okay, I respect your time. Venom G says no live game this year. No, I have. I've done live game. I've done live games this year for sure. I've done a couple of them. So yeah, you know, I don't know if y'all missed them or some people missed them, but I absolutely have been live during some games like earlier this year. So hopefully, again, I know people be wanting every time they be like, Joe, you better be live during this game. Listen, my schedule's wild. Okay, I'm gonna try to get back to it as much as possible, but the schedule, all right, I apologize. Okay, but you know, we keep the shows going, try to do at least, you know, once a week. So we're having a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, so we do that and we have a blast. Again, we game on this channel. People are very upset that I haven't been gaming, and I apologize. I apologize about that, but yeah, so Venom G says no. No, I'm saying we don't need to waste our time with the live watching the Jets live. I know that they're bad. They're really, really bad. The Jets are bad. The Jets are bad, man. Jets are really bad. So yeah, the Jets are real bad. But hey, all right. So yeah, we do that and we have a lot of fun. We game from time to time. I'll get back to that. Some people are furious at me for not gaming as much as they want me to, but again, it's scheduled. It's wild. So we have a lot of fun here. Please subscribe, get involved with everything that I'm doing. Again, hit that link tree. Follow me across my social media platforms and talk to me. All right, because I talk back and I go back and forth. All right. So I got to get out of here because I got to go. My schedule's crazy. Listen, folks, be safe. Okay, be safe. All right, there's a lot of things going on in this world. Don't ask me why, okay? And I hope everybody, you know, is staying safe out there. Supreme Science salutes. Always good to see you in the building as well. Outlaw salutes as well. Good to see you in the building. Salutes to you. Bree salutes to you as well. 6'6", always good to see you in the building. Venom G salutes as respect to you as well. Good to see all of y'all, man. All of y'all in the building saying what's up. You know, everybody coming on by, man. Again, thank y'all so much. For checking out the show. Supreme Science says, I'm here for great football chat. Salutes. Thank you so much, man. That's what the show is all about, just having a lot of fun. And talking that talk. GM, always good to see you in the building as well. And again, everybody, please subscribe if you haven't already. All right? Subscribe. All right? And I want to thank y'all for doing that, man. Salutes to everybody. All right? Salutes to Jack Kenna. Always good to see you in here too, man. Hawkeye, salutes as respect to you as well. You know, we just have a lot of fun here, man. We have a lot of fun, and we talk that talk. Trust me. Heat, always good to see you in the building as well. Salutes to Lego. Always good to see you in the building. GVH, salutes and respect to you as well. JJ, everybody, man, that comes on in and says what's up to your boy, man. Mickey, I see you in the building. All right. Always good to see y'all, man. Always good to talk that talk with y'all and have great football discussions. Kenton, always good to see you in the building, too. All right. And we have a lot of fun, man. E. Manning, salutes, man. Yeah, so you know, please get involved with everything that I'm doing. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll keep things rolling, man. We have a lot of fun here, and I really enjoy doing this. So listen, folks, be safe. All right, be safe. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. Okay, don't ask me why. This world is getting wild. All right, it's getting real wild. Sit down with your friends and your family. Eat some good food. Watch some good TV, and let the people that you love know that you love them. All right. It's important to me in my life, and I hope it's important to you in yours. Okay. So until the next show, you folks have a good one.